Yo, what is up, guys? We are with Sending It Media today, checking out his Z, and he has a really cool story, but we're just gonna kind of do a quick walk around with him, check out the car a little bit. Got a bunch of stickers, got the Toge Dreamers, and then if you guys want to check out his website and then his Instagram, it is Sending It Media on Instagram, and he's a big photographer, so if you guys are local in Oregon, I definitely recommend checking him out. But I think this car has such a cool story, and I just kind of want to have you explain how you got this car and, you know, all the charities and donations that, you know, led up to getting this car.
So what really happened is I got really surprised about this car. This is literally my dream car. It's a 2005 Nissan 350Z. It's also automatic. I know some of y'all are gonna say, why is it automatic? It's the best, okay? I know it's gonna be, but yeah. So everything I got for free. The wrap, the wing, the wheels, I got it for free. The stickers, of course. My banner. And a lot of things, everything in here is free right now.
Sure, so yeah, let's get a little more into detail of, you know, what shops donated this car and like all the sponsorships and like why you got it for free. And, you know, let's talk a little bit about the car community and like what, you know, led up to getting it.
So, I got into the first I was in high school at the time. I think it was like senior. It was, it's called Roll and Tin Dip. The Roll and Tin Dip is like a #1 best wrapping, window tints, everything you can think of. And yeah, it's been good.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I think it's really amazing because a lot of people in the car scene talk about how toxic it is, and I definitely think there are toxic aspects to the car scene, but you know, seeing that this car was gifted to Sending It Media is like so powerful. And I think there was a full news article about you too, which is like really cool, right?
Yes, it is a very cool. It was K2EZ. It's pretty good. Nice to see K2EZ. I was wishing it was like Central Oregon Daily because I heard some things about K2EZ. They're very good, but I feel like Central Oregon Daily will do a little more better story, you know what I mean? But yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. So the, you know, Royal Tin Dip was the main sponsor. Did he purchase the car for you?
I don't know about all that. I think Royal Tin Dip, they had this idea, and then they wanted me a car because I was still driving a permit at the time, and I've been driving the permit for like maybe 3 years.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, so I was pretty stuck at the time, so this is my only job. I did work at the grocery store, and I only survived for like maybe 5 months.
Yeah, totally. So you have a bunch of sponsors. They're kind of hard to see, guys. I think it's really cool, but they put the stickers underneath the wrap, and this is really slick. Like, you have to look up close on the car, but I think little details like that really make cars stand out. So what sponsors do you have right now?
So currently it is Excellent Automotive. That's one of them. Royal Tin Dip. A couple other things. I think Ben Tire Pros. I don't remember all my sponsors.
Yeah, too many to count, guys.
It really is.
That's a good issue, though.
Yeah.
So when we first met, I remember you telling me you were really anxious to go to your first car meet, but now you're like the shot caller of the guy. You're always going to every single meet. So let's talk a little bit about that and what helped you become, you know, getting over like anxiety and being shy, because you're definitely the outgoing guy now.
Yeah, so what really happened for me when I am very anxiety, autistic, everything else, it's very hard. Like, you always like think like, oh, there's nothing you're gonna do. Why? Or like, it's very hard to like say it personally.
Yeah.
But yeah. So what I do is like think this through. Like, okay, what do I have to see if I can make a business? So my parents got me one of the cameras, and it was like a very most cheapest camera ever. And I just went to one car meet and just boom, just like everyone. I was just like alone, just like walking around, just take some photos. There was one guy, and he said, "Hey, you're new. Like, who are you?" And I'm like, "I'm just a." It was very hard for me to talk. Because,
absolutely.
I don't know, all like autistic kids or whatever has this issue too, but for me it's very hard for me to talk to like strangers. Let's just say that way. It's the same thing as like small kids.
Absolutely.
But that's kind of normal, but when you're growing older enough, then it's going to be like hard. So it's still hard for me. It's still hard for me as a car community. But since I've been here as a car community for like maybe 4 years now, and that's how I started making my own business at Sending It Media.
That's awesome. I think that's really powerful, and that's why we're talking about this in this video, guys. You know, having autism is definitely hard to get out car meets where it's a very like social place. Even myself, I used to have a lot of social anxiety going to car meets, but now I feel like it's naturally easy for me to go out and talk to people. So, you know, Sending It Media here, I think that takes a lot of courage to be able to go to car meets and to be able to reach out to people. And, you know, as a friend, I am very proud and I am very happy to see you be successful and have this car. But I just want to touch a little bit about that and, you know, have him explain his story. But I just want to say that's really awesome, and I think everyone could definitely give you a thumbs up for doing that. And I have another question for Nick regarding this topic. What are some like tips you could give other people who have social anxiety to go to their first car meet?
For the first car meet, I mean, it's pretty much the same thing as like a classic car show. So like if you go to like a lot of these classic car shows, you got a lot of people around you. So if you like, if your parents have this like classic car and then you want to take it there, but you're like, I don't feel comfortable there, you can have like like maybe a friend or someone who knows like everyone else has a car scene very well.
Yeah.
And I want to mention a couple other people. We'll name one of them. His name is Trevor. He has his BMW E40i. I didn't met him very well at school, but I seen his car. So his first car was a Ford Mustang. It was pretty nice crew, and I didn't know him personally, but when I started to like talk to him a little bit on social media, he told me, hey, there's this car meet going on, do you want to go there? And I said, yep. And then somehow the night when the meet was happening, somehow he just got called in for work for tomorrow. So apparently I was already there, but he wasn't. So I'm like, you know what? What's this full send? I'm just gonna like take like
Full send, guys.
Yep, that's the whole point of
Let's
not
go.
sending it. You have to send things. Like it's sometimes like you don't have to send it all the time. Like sometimes like you just have to like if you feel like comfortable, just full send. Just do it. Just do it. Yeah, it's very hard to get a business and jobs too, and sometimes you have to get a job and you just have to full send.
Yeah,
That's all you gotta do.
I think that's a great aspect to get into a car meet. And I also feel like the gym's the same way. A lot of people have this scary feeling of being judged. And, you know, I think people are going to be judged no matter where they go and no matter what you do, how kind you are, how, you know, mean you are if you're mean. But I think just going is the first like step to going to a car meet or going to a gym or, you know, doing whatever you want to do. And like Nick said, I think it's really easy to first go like with a friend. If you're not familiar with the car scene, it's kind of nice to just ride along with a friend. And if they have acquaintances, then you can kind of meet people and kind of go from there. I think that's the best step. And that's kind of what you did. That's kind of like what I did as well.
Yeah. And then somehow I just got a message from Ronson Dip and they said, hey, I know you're starting a business. Let's help you out. And then like next till now, this is where I am. They're still supporting me since day one. I have my own business.
Yeah, that is so awesome, Nick. So there's just a couple of things on Nick's car. The wheels, the wing, nothing too crazy expensive. And I think probably the Z was probably like $7,000 to $10,000.
Somewhere around there.
Okay, that's not too bad. So I think if you guys are looking to buy like an affordable sports car, I think the Z is a pretty good car, especially compared to like a 240, which is like, you know, 10 to 20 grand now.
Yep.
So with your ownership of this Z, have you enjoyed it? Is there any regrets, or would you buy a different car?
Pretty much what I think personally is as a daily, this is literally my only car. If you're gonna live in the West Coast, so like let's say Oregon, Washington, Idaho, Utah, like there's places of snow. This is literally like a daily for like spring to like fall, for like winter, it's not a good deal.
Yeah, absolutely. Rear wheel drive is terrible. I can't drive my 240 all year round in Bend, Oregon. So, Nick, what is your plan here in the next couple of weeks? So it's supposed to snow. Do you have another car you can borrow?
Right now I'm driving my dad's 4Runner.
Oh, okay.
So that's the car I've been driving for 3 years
Nice.
of my life. Just driving in an apartment.
Oh, I think you showed it to me at the car meet like 8 months ago when we were hanging out. I do remember that 4Runner.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you are going to buy these and you live on the West Coast, maybe if you're California, you'd be fine dailying this all year round. But if you live in Oregon, Washington, probably no bueno, guys. You'll be slipping everywhere in this car. All right, so let's talk about maintenance. How reliable has this car been for you so far?
So it's it's been pretty well for me. There's a couple of things that we're gonna fix on over the winter. We got this valve cover. I think it's having a little issue, which is costing me a lot of oil to be all gone. So I had to do new oil every single like 2 days, 3 days. Mostly you're supposed to do like a week, depending how much you drive it. But for me, with all this issue, I had to do it every day.
Yeah, sure.
It was terrible.
I feel like every single 240 all have valve gasket cover leaks.
Yeah,
so pretty common with Nissan. It's not a big deal. It's drivable. But how much money have you put into this car for just like maintenance over the last few months, you think?
Right now, we did a new battery. The battery wasn't doing very well for some reason, so we just swapped that out for free, which is very nice.
Nice.
Thanks for sponsors. And then I believe we had to fix one of the cylinders. I think it was like a cylinder 3. It was like misfiring.
Okay.
So I thought, it was like, oh no, that's when we get all this autism, anxiety, and like, oh no, the engine's like blown up because I literally just got this car like, it happened like 4 months ago, and I'm like, no. So I'm glad it wasn't like a big deal, but it was like a big deal with the money wise too.
Yeah.
So
how much did that cost, or how much have you put into the car total, do you think, estimate?
Right now I think it's close to maybe 700 maybe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Dude, that's not bad, man.
Yeah,
I thought you'd tell me a couple thousand.
I don't know, like my dad fixes this car too, so I'm trying to figure out like how much money
Yeah.
he spent too.
Oh, that's awesome. That's not too bad, guys.
Yeah.
So I know we had some plans to make this into, you know, a race car, drag car, maybe partial drift car. What other modifications do you foresee in the future doing to this?
So what I'm gonna do to my car is it's gonna be it's gonna have change these coilovers. They're gonna be BC Racing. Right now I'm literally stock. And what I'm gonna do is we're gonna have this logo. October 28th, that's when I'm gonna purchase it, like immediately. It's gonna look so nice in this car with underglows, and that was my whole goal. But I just found out I have underglow in this car, but the thing is, only front works.
Oh, huh, weird.
Yeah,
that's funky.
I got the sides, but it's broken. So I gotta team up with Haitian Vinyl. They're gonna help me out to put this new install underglow on, and it's gonna be better.
Ooh, nice. Yeah, upgrades, man.
Yeah, it was only blue, and I can't change it. I'm stuck with blue, and you can't drive it with only blue.
Yeah, you need some purple to match the car, man.
Yeah.
Some dark purple.
Yep.
Any other plans besides getting that fixed? Anything to the motor or anything like that?
Motor, I'm still like 50-50 what I really want to do, because right now with this engine, with all these issues, I'm probably like going to save all my money to the new engine possibility, depending. And yeah, there's a lot of things going to happen to this car.
Cool.
Hopefully it's going to be a little bit different on spring, because I'm going to get a front lip, change the spoiler, because I like the spoiler, but I want to get like a racing spoiler, because as you see, I'm wearing all this Forza Motorsport. I'm also a Forza Motorsport esports driver, so you know, I have to do a little bit of racing, you know, racing in real life, racing in Forza Motorsport. It's a good deal.
Absolutely. I think an APR carbon wing, a big wing, would look pretty cool. I'm not sure about chassis mount, but I think an APR wing would look good. What do you guys think? Drop a comment for the boy Nick. So that's about it for Nick's car. And again, I think this is such an awesome thing that he got this car gifted to him and donated. It's very powerful to see that happen in the car scene. And you know, Nick having a lot of anxiety going to car meets, I think again, it takes a lot of courage to be able to go out of the comfort zone, and that's really, really, truly amazing. But I want to ask you one more question before we, end this video, Nick. If you had one message to the car scene, what would it be?
Just full send.
Let's go, man.
You gotta go full send, man. That's all you gotta do. You want to go to the car scene? Full send.
Yeah.
That's how you do it.
Absolutely, man. Well, peace.
Peace.